Hi there, this is Ed Herzog, and in today's video what I want to talk about is whether or not Elementor Pro is worth it. Is it worth the investment of money? $49, $99, or $199, depending on which license you buy. Now, I already have a video on that topic on my YouTube channel, one that I released about a year ago. But in that video, I'm just talking about my own personal opinion as to whether or not Elementor Pro is worth it. But I thought it'd be useful to create a new video, a video in which I share the opinion of other people who use Elementor Pro, and whether or not they believe that Elementor Pro is worth it. Now, fortunately, this question was recently asked in the Elementor Facebook group, and it got roughly 15 responses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'll share my screen, and I'll read through those responses, and then, some of them are quite short, others though are much more detailed. And so I'll read through them, and then where it's appropriate, I'll share my own kind of comment on that comment. So let me switch over to my screen, and I will take you through the responses to the question, is Elementor Pro worth it? So here we are in the Elementor Facebook group, and I will blur out people's names because even though it's easy enough to join this Facebook group, it is a private group, so I do want to protect people's identity. So anyways, here's the question. It says, hi guys, very new here. My first question is Elementor Pro worth it? I want to build a landing page and also redesign my website homepage. Now in this case, a person is asking a very specific question, but most people answered it in a much more general way. So we see the very first person says yes. Okay, simple answer. Second person says 100%. Again, simple answer, both are very strong yeses. Next person says definitely, you'll need one pro element or other while redesigning your website. Now that is actually an interesting response because I use Elementor Pro on my website. I don't have it on my wife's website. In fact, I don't have Elementor at all on my wife's website. The reason is I built it before Elementor, existed. And my wife has a very simple website. I'll show it to you in a second. My wife is a Spanish teacher. So first of all, what I found is 80 to 90% of her competition does not have a website at all. So she's already, just by having a website, regardless of how it looks, regardless of the functionality, already puts herself way above most of her competition because, again, they have no website at all. And most of her business comes via word of mouth, via referral. So her website basically functions as kind of a calling card with prices on it, right? And it's designed in, I forget what they're called nowadays, Visual Composer, WP Bakery, whatever they call themselves. Here's the website. Again, it's a simple one-page website, very simple design. Again, it works. And the only thing here that I can't do in the free version of Elementor is this pricing table. The rest I can do, again, as you see, it's a very simple web page. It's got, you can link to the sections. But really the only thing here that I have on this website that I can't do in Elementor Free is this pricing table. So in this case, I actually don't think that having just this one widget is worth $50, because I'm paying, for a single site license to upgrade to a 3-site license, I'd have to pay an additional $50 a year. And at least in this particular case, I don't feel it's worth $50 a year just to get access to the pricing table. If I wanted to redesign my wife's website in Elementor Pro, there are free plugins that will give me access to a pricing table. So, I don't actually agree with this comment here that, if you just need one pro element, that it makes it worth it. I think you need more, okay? But again, every situation is different. I'm just giving an example here where, one pro element, in my opinion, is not enough to justify buying Elementor Pro. I think you need more than that. So anyway, just wanted to share that and comment on this. Next comment is very interesting and also very important. It says, no one can answer that for you. Again, kind of similar to what I just said, every situation is different. For some, yes, for you, only you can say. But understand this, once you commit, you're in it until you decide to stop using Elementor and rebuild your site completely on a new platform. Some will say, but it will keep working if I don't renew my license. In reality, you will not be able to edit anything once your license lapses. And without updates, your site may soon become vulnerable or incompatible with WordPress or other plugins. Know what you're getting into. Now, this is absolutely 100% true what he said, that if you buy an Elementor Pro license and then later decide not to renew it, yes, your website will keep working, but you won't be able to edit any of the Pro elements. And you won't be able, let's say you've got a bunch of testimonials on your website and you want to add a new testimonial. Well, a testimonial widget is a Pro element. You won't be able to do that. And as he said, it could become vulnerable or incompatible with WordPress or other plugins because you won't get the updates. So Elementor is a commitment. It is a long-term commitment. Again, I think it's a great commitment, a great investment. It is for myself. It is for a lot of people. But you do need to know that if you buy Elementor Pro, you do need to make a commitment to it. It's not just buy it once and then, you can forget about it. That's just not the case. As this person says, you need to keep using it until you for some reason, some other, better product comes along, then you can rebuild your site on a new platform. But, at least for the foreseeable future, at least in my opinion, Elementor Pro is the best platform. So, just know that you are committing to it, right? When you buy Pro, you do want to make sure that you continue to renew your license every year. So it's not just a one-time commitment. Next person, Elementor, especially the Pro version, eliminates the need for a lot of plugins. I only build using Elementor, so yes, it's worth it. Again, and this comment I agree with. That's, on my website, there are certain things that I do on my website that I probably could find, a free plugin to do, but it's just not worth the time. It's to find those free plugins. It's not worth, the energy, and it's not worth, the potential, having all these different plugins that may not work together well. With Elementor, that it's all going to work together well, that you don't need to get a bunch of other plugins. So, if you've got a more complex website, even my website isn't really that complex, it definitely makes Elementor worth it because you don't need to have lots of other plugins. So, next person, it's only worth it if you need any of the Pro features. Then it's yes. Okay, again, we've kind of talked about that already. Again, I think you need to have more than just, as I showed you on my wife's website, more than just one widget that you need. Fortunately, there are a lot of features that Pro gives you, but I think, at least in my opinion, you need more than just kind of one or two things. You should definitely be looking at, hey, there are a lot of different things that Elementor Pro will give me that I want, that I need, that I can, if you build websites for other people, that I can use for my clients. In that case, then definitely, absolutely, it is worth it. This one, again, the next one is a sarcastic comment. So, if you don't really understand sarcasm, you may just want to not listen to this. But he says, Pro, worth it? Of course not. Complete waste of time. That's why they released it. So he's joking. It's a sarcastic way of saying, yes, absolutely. Why else would they have released Elementor Pro if it wasn't at some level worth it? Next person, I went with a free option for my first simple site and made do without access to the Pro options, upgraded for my next site, and it's much easier. So again, this is somebody who started off with the free option, but has found that the Pro just does a lot more for him. Next person, I think it's worth it 100%. Most of the time, I don't need other plugins. Again, we've talked about that already, that having Elementor Pro can eliminate the need for other plugins on your website. Next person, absolutely yes. Next, I just started my site with the free version. It works fine. My next site, I'll probably get the paid version to make things easier. So this person doesn't have Pro at this point. They like the free version, which is very good. But they did say they'll, likely upgrade to the paid version in the future. But that person doesn't actually have experience with Pro at this point. Next person, absolutely. Then they talk about, they also got Astro Pro, which is a theme for, for Elementor and other websites. So, that's not really relevant to the question. Next person, I'm very new here myself. If you need to do just one landing page and one home page, isn't this the same beast? Maybe you don't need a Pro version. I'm rebuilding my site entirely new, and after a week of exploring a free version, I realized that for many things I would like to do, I need a Pro one. Maybe if you're familiar with free plugins, you may be able to do what you need. I decided that I'm not going to research hundreds of plugins to find out what I need. Looks like Elementor Pro has all I need after switching from old version of DW. I'm not sure what DW is. Again, this kind of relates to what I've talked about with my wife's website, right? Again, the person who asked this question has a very simple need. And there's the person responding saying, maybe in your case, Elementor Pro isn't something that you need. Now, but it sounds like this person who is responding has a much more complex website. And he said, look, I don't want to spend all this time searching for all these free plugins that can do what I can just get by buying Elementor Pro. Time is money. So do you want to spend all this time researching and finding, plugins that will, duplicate some of the features of Elementor Pro, or do you just want to, buy Elementor Pro? He thinks it's much easier to just buy Elementor Pro. I agree. But again, as he said, it does depend on your situation. Let's see. It is 100% worth it. It'll make your life so much easier. I built 7 websites with it so far, and I have no complaints. Here's somebody else building for his wife, like I did, although again, mine isn't in Elementor. I built 95% of my wife's business site with a free version. There were a few things I really wanted, like sliders, custom forms, and a few others, so I forked out for Pro. As a bonus, I recently also got pop-up forms, which I'm really happy with. So this person is saying, look, I could do a lot with free, but there are some things that were missing, and in this case, he was able to find multiple things that he liked in the Pro version that helped him build his wife's website. So again, similar to what I'm saying, it wasn't just one thing that convinced him to buy Pro. It was the fact that there were multiple things that he wanted and needed for his wife's website that convinced him to upgrade. It's worth it 10 times over. Don't waste any more time thinking about it. I just purchased the Pro because I'm new to web design. Actually, sorry, this is not a responsive comment. This is asking how to reach customer support. For me, yes, 100. For you, you can check the features and check if you need it. Again, I agree with that. I've talked about this already. You need to look at the features of Elementor Pro. And, you can find that on their website. Or I've also got a video where I talk about what I think are the 10 best features of Elementor Pro. And again, check if you need it. Check if in your particular situation, is it worth it? Is it worth, the price you'll be paying? The answer isn't yes for everybody. It is yes for a lot of people, but it's not yes for everybody. Again, we've talked about some examples of that. I just switched to Pro, loving it till now. We'll share more feedback soon, but yes, there's a lot of useful Pro features, but that doesn't mean you can't find them elsewhere. There are a lot of extensions to Elementor as well to fill the features, but it really adds a few more plugins to the list. Example, happy add-ons, essential add-ons for Elementor. So again, he's saying that there are things out there that can duplicate the Pro features. Again, though, do you want to spend time trying to find all these free plugins, or do you just want to buy Elementor Pro and eliminate all that time that you're going to have to spend and worry about compatibility between plugins, etc. I have built 3 sites with the free version. I found it covers just about everything I need. Try the free version first if it's just a landing page and home page. So again, not anything really new here. We've talked about this, that in some simple cases the free version may be sufficient, right? In a more complex situation, Pro is more likely the better choice. The Pro is mostly worth the price because of the theme builder, when you basically do not need any theme besides clean page. So, he's saying for him, the theme builder, which is one of the features of Elementor Pro, definitely makes it worth upgrading to Elementor Pro. And that is actually, in my opinion, the best feature as well of Elementor Pro. This person talks about says you can always try the null version of Pro to see what difference it makes for you. If you like it, buy it. I've just tried it and love it, so I'll be buying the full Pro version. Definitely makes life easier and reduces the need for other plugins. Just don't leave null on your site too long. It isn't safe at all. Most people would not recommend actually doing that. I wouldn't even know where to get the null version. Elementor does come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, if you want to try it out first, you can buy Elementor Pro, try it for 30 days, and within that time period, if you don't like it, if it doesn't fit what you need, just ask for a refund. So I would do that rather than trying a null version, which, as he himself admits, isn't necessarily safe in terms of security for a website. Definitely, when I decided to use Elementor instead of Divi, I made a design and inspected all the features that Pro provides, and it was awesome. When I need something extra, I just add CSS, which again, CSS, adding custom CSS is one of the features of Elementor Pro. Again, it is on my list of the top 10 features, and this person is also saying that he finds that being able to add custom CSS to his website is something that adds value. Yes, 100 if you want a better version of yourself. Okay. Elementor Pro is a must-have in my business. The theme builder features alone are worth an annual fee. Again, we've talked about that. Setting up forms that can integrate with ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, MailerChimp, and others. Launch pop-ups on submission and more right out of the box and without complicated configuration or extensions like other form plugins is really helpful. My time to deploy a site is literally more than halved in comparison to branding / customizing / working around pre-existing premium themes or coding from scratch, and even more when getting into CPTs and dynamic data. And if all that wasn't enough, Elementor makes it really easy for clients too. There are no more calls trying to find some field on a custom-built homepage or where they can find the right widget to edit some text in a footer or sidebar. It saves time, it saves money. It makes clients happy, which bolsters my reputation as the guy who picks the right tools and more. The only points of negativity I have are that Elementor's recent anti-piracy moves requires phones home to register and clients' accounts to use templates. Those interfere with my workflow, but they're minor annoyances for now in comparison to the benefits my company derives. So this is somebody who builds websites for other people, so likely has the I forget the name of that particular plan, but it's a $199 plan that allows you to build up to 1,000 websites. And he's saying, you know, for him, it's helped his business a lot in terms of building websites for his client. It just makes everything a lot easier, not just for himself, but for his clients as well. And that last comment about his, in terms of negativity, what I believe he's talking about is that there was a recent change where in order to get access to the Elementor templates, you do need to register. So it sounds like his clients have to personally register in order for him to use templates on their websites. The registration process is very simple. I agree it's a little annoying. I wasn't really happy with that change either, but it's not a big deal overall. And he even said himself, it's a minor annoyance. Every penny, worth it every penny. We started developing in tables and Dreamweaver over 15 years ago, then moved on to CSS, HTML, and dove into WordPress when it opened up. We've done all kinds of sites, even some custom code from scratch, etc. Elementor Pro is all we use now. It's too powerful and changes the game. Every peer I've shown our methods to, they can't believe it. Then they buy it. It's not a toy. It's a new and better way of thinking and designing. So this is a person who has a lot of experience with building websites, again, going back at least 15 years, and has used a variety of different methods. And he's saying, Elementor Pro is absolutely amazing, and the people I've shown it to, it's also, also find that Elementor Pro is just an absolutely amazing tool. So this is a very, very strong yes. This person included a photo, do it. Worth every penny. And then this last comment here is not actually responsive to the question. So there you have it. Again, a resounding consensus is yes, Elementor Pro is absolutely worth it, but that there are some situations where it may not be worth it. Again, if you have a very simple website like what I showed you in terms of my wife's website, it may not be worth it. You need, in my opinion, it sounds like the opinion of other people, there have to be multiple reasons why you want to upgrade to Elementor Pro. Now, again, you can start off, you can buy it. Well, I should say you can start off with the free version if you're not using Elementor at all. Then when you want to upgrade to Pro, you do get 30-day money-back guarantee. So do keep that in mind that, if you're not satisfied, you can get your money back. So that is, my video on is Elementor Pro worth it. Now, if this video helped convince you to buy Elementor Pro, I will put my affiliate link in the description below. I do appreciate it if people buy via my affiliate link. It helps me continue to create 100% content, 100% free content. I do derive some money from these videos from people buying via my affiliate link. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot more videos coming out on Elementor as well as other tools that can help build and grow your online business. So that's it. I hope you found value in this video, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.